Chief Meteorologist James Sahara and Storm Track 8 weather.
And good morning, Quad Cities. A Wednesday morning upon us. Some quiet skies that we do have. Skies are actually looking pretty fair across a lot of our hometowns, with no worse than a few high series across the board. And the winds aren't too bad either, but those winds of yesterday did pour down another batch of some pretty cold air, and right now we're experiencing temperatures as cold as 9 degrees above zero over in Clinton to about 16 degrees over in Princeton. Right now in the immediate Quad Cities, we have a temperature of 13 degrees, and likely we're going to see these numbers fall maybe a few more degrees. Now the winds are still fairly brisk out there in some places, and they're going to be coming generally out of the northwest as we go throughout the day, but no crazy winds like we had around here yesterday. As I mentioned earlier, we had wind gusts close to 50 miles an hour in some spots. With the wind, though a lot lighter, still got some pretty cold wind chills out there, as cold as -9 on the wind chill in Maquoketa, -5 degrees we have in Galena, Clinton, -1 on the wind chill over in the Quad Cities. Safe to say we'll keep those wind chills in the single digits, around zero, just above that come later on in the day. So it looks like a pretty cold one at that. That clipper responsible for that little blast of snow that we had, as well as some of those very blustery winds, have now made their way off to the east. And the reason why our winds aren't too bad this morning is because we're on the periphery of this departing clipper. And not much as far as any serious cloud cover that we see, little subsidence drying that we have coming on in. So that's an indication to us that we should be seeing at least a fair amount of sunshine as we go throughout the morning, and really safe to say heading into the afternoon. By the time we get to the evening hours, we will be seeing another disturbance roll on in from the northwest. That will increase our clouds, and looks like in the wee hours, maybe come tonight, maybe sometime around midnight, we could be seeing maybe a little burst of some snow that could possibly give us about a ½ an inch in some places. But before that little wave comes on in, what about our temperatures? Looking pretty cold out there. Numbers will recover slightly with upper teens in areas from Princeton, Geneseo, Kewaunee to possibly lower 20s that I see in Mount Pleasant as well as over in Burlington. Muscatine, home of the Muskies. 20 I see for the daytime high. Mid-teens across the board from Galena into Maquoketa, about 16 in Clinton, 19 in Sterling. And in the immediate Quad Cities, we're going to be in the teens for most of the day, but I think we have a shot of at least reaching 20 come around the mid-afternoon hours. But at least a fair amount of sunshine will be noticed as well. Okay, here comes that band once again that we just talked about. That'll be rolling in sometime later on tonight. And like I said, I think we could get maybe about a good ½ an inch, very similar to what we had across a lot of our hometowns yesterday. And what that will do as we go throughout our Thursday is allow for some slightly better numbers to be taking place. We've got another little clipper that will be actually directed his way more toward the north. So as far as our conditions come our Thursday, yeah, we got a little burst of some light snow flurry activity from time to time on the periphery of this clipper that will be passing its way through. But we are going to expect that southwest wind to return, and that will allow temperatures to climb their way nicely from 28 to as high as 32 degrees. But here comes a real cold air coming in right behind this clipper, just pouring its way down across the Midwest. And this will no doubt allow our temperatures to be the coldest so far this week. In fact, I'm looking at the temperatures to only make the way in the teens across a lot of our hometowns. And those winds behind this clipper actually will be just as strong as what we experienced around here just yesterday. So some very blustery winds, some very chilly numbers that go with it as well. In its wake, coming out of the northwest again, another disturbance that could possibly lead to some more light snow around here. Looks like as we get into about Saturday morning. But this will also return that flow out of the south and west heading the weekend, and those temperatures will get a nice boost once again. So that's a cycle that we see as we go through these next several days. So a mostly sunny sky out there, brisk but cold, 20 for the daytime high. A lot chillier when you factor in that west breeze at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Then those winds will be swinging out of the southwest by this evening. So temperatures will fall maybe a couple of degrees and then slowly rise after that. By this time tomorrow morning, we could be seeing those numbers around the lower 20s. Of course, that little wave coming on in will give us a chance for some light snow flurry activity. 31 for a high on Thursday with that chance for some light snow and flurries coming on through. Then we got that cold air still expected by Thursday night and the Friday. even going to Friday night. Temperatures then get a little bit of a boost. 24 degrees I see on Saturday, and then 42 degrees I see on Sunday. Temperatures not looking too bad on Monday until we see those numbers back just below freezing into most of next week. Not too cold though, compared to what we experienced just last week, but a little change there coming into next week.
Right. All right, thanks, James.
Turning to business, stocks made up some of the previous day's losses yesterday with a little help from the tech sector.
And General Motors is sharing the love with its stockholders. Those are some of the headlines topping business news this morning. Stocks ended the day higher on Tuesday, rebounding from Monday's loss. The Dow gained 115 points, while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq both rose more than 1%. The gains were led by the technology sector, which got a lift from some positive comments from analysts. Investors were also watching results from two banks, J.P. Morgan Chase, which reported its profit fell 7%, hampered by more legal troubles, and Wells Fargo, which says its fourth quarter profits rose 10%. General Motors declared a quarterly dividend of 30 cents a share, its first dividend since its bankruptcy filing in 2008. The dividend comes as the reorganized automaker is seeing better sales of its cars and trucks, not just here at home, but around the world. More than 2.3 million children are currently living with a long-term unemployed parent. That's according to new research from the Urban Institute. The number is triple what it was in 2007. The report comes as Congress decides what to do about extending benefits for the unemployed. Those extended benefits ended in December. The latest report from the Bureau of Transportation Statistics shows us that airlines got most of their passengers to their destinations on time in November. Among the 16 carriers who reported their performance, over 80% of their flights arrived within 15 minutes of their scheduled time. And Twitter is getting a new look. The social media site says refreshtwitter.com will have a look and feel of mobile apps. Twitter has been testing out the new design on a small percentage of their users. The main change is a built-in compose box that will make it easier to tweet. Desktop and laptop users may not see the new look right away. Twitter did not set a timetable for a full rollout.
Still ahead on Good Morning Quad Cities, drink to your health. Why a glass of wine a day may keep the doctor away. It's just ahead, right here on Good Morning Quad Cities.